Now, how miserable was it playing that night?
Oh, it was horrible. I mean, it was a quagmire. I mean, it just everything was just absolutely soaked. I mean, it was a thorough soaking, and you just, you know, even Hugo came out there all pumped up, ready to go, and boy, they were loud in pregame. And by the time the game started, and they had fallen down in it a couple times, I don't think Hugo wanted to be there. I mean, it's one of those ones where it's fun on Sunday afternoon when you and the friends go out there and see how muddy you can get where you're all playing stuff like that. But on a Friday night where it's a little bit chill in the air, it was miserable. I'll be honest, it was miserable.
How long has it been since you coached in a game that was in that kind of situation?
I coached in one in '97 when we showed up. It was off the Washita River over at Sparkman, Arkansas. And honest to God, the water was up to the sideline on each side. And on the south end zone or north end zone, the water was halfway up on the pylons. I mean, the end zone was completely underwater out to the 20.
Was it a cool night that night, though, like it was the other night?
No. It was slop.
Well, that's what, it was a cool night, and you had
cool night,
wet. That contributed, to water turnovers.
Well, the thing was, even the dressing room leaked. I mean, we sat in the dressing room, and there's, we were actually appreciating our dressing room in the back cave, because it's like, at least it doesn't leak through the roof like this.
And the final score really was a little misleading.
It was. I mean, we had our opportunities. We had some turnovers because they struggled to hold on the ball too, but we did too. I mean, it's frustrating, but it's hard to get mad about because I'm sitting there talking to Grayson about what's going on out there. He said, "Coach, I just can't feel the ball." And I talked to the center, and the center's sitting there going, he's getting the snaps, but he couldn't shotgun it, so we couldn't really make the adjustment to go to shotgun because then we didn't know where it was going to go. So, we stuck with the under center.
But Hugo had all kinds of problems.
Oh yeah, I mean they were frustrated. Hugo, they beat us on basically 4 big plays where he just got outside and we couldn't catch him. I guess his skis were better than ours.
Well, but the score at that time was only 8-0.
It was. So, It was. The boys played hard. You can't fault their effort in any way. They played a really good game, and we just couldn't hold on to that. I think it's conservative to say we had 15 fumbles off snaps, and it's just couldn't get a grip on it. And these balls that we have nowadays, they embed them with stickum. Well, stickum's a great thing till it gets wet. Then it's slickum. It makes them extremely hard to hold on to. I mean, even gloves don't work. And I was watching the Michigan game Saturday night, which they were getting what we had already gotten, and I was watching the Michigan game, just trying to see on the sidelines if they were doing anything different than we were to be able to, and the quarterback goes out there and fumbles it on the 2-yard line with an exchange with the center. And it's just, it's just when it's bad, it's bad. You can't help it.
It's one of those nights you can't prepare for.
No, there is really no preparation for it. Unless you've got maybe 2 bucketfuls of 60 balls, and when those balls run $70 to $80 a pop, it's we're not going to have that many balls. We buy on average 12 a year, and we count on them to get us through the season.
Now you said Ross tweaked his ankle again.
He tweaked his ankle in the first quarter right off the bat, and it wasn't one of those nights where as you could tell, speed really wasn't the factor on last Friday night. And it's always good to have a senior out there, but it was probably better to sit him, and he went he left and went to Tallahassee and got checked out. And of course, they didn't get to him, so he's gone today to get checked out again.
But even with the loss, you still have you win and you're likely
Yeah,
winning.
we have a very viable shot at the playoffs. I mean, a Hartshorn knocked off Wilburton 20-0 at Wilburton Friday night, and we feel like we could compete with either one of them. We probably give up some size to Hartshorn in numbers, but they're very beatable. We're going to have to put together and play our game, what we're capable of. I mean, that's what I said to the boys Friday night was, here you've got Hugo who's lost to Idabel and Broken Bow, and you follow.
Yeah.
I mean, a Class 4A team, a Class 3A team, and the number one team in the conference. That's the 3 games they lost, and they lost to Eufaula by 10. And I said, all things different. I mean, all things being alike out here, guys, y'all played your butts off, and it should have proved to you that you can play with them. You can play with the good teams. It's a mental aspect that we've got to get straightened out, where we believe that we can play with them. And I think it's a lot of our internal problems. A lot of the Heavener athletics is we don't believe in ourselves like we should. Of course, you go out there with all the old sayings. They put the pants on just like you do. They're putting 11 of them. Yeah, that's all true. But we've got to buy in that we could play this game a lot better than what we're doing.
How did Wilburton look?
They've got some size. They've got 3 really big boys that are playing the defensive line. From looking on film, they've got basically 12 guys that are playing the whole game. Out of they've got 26 or something like that listed on their roster, but on the film from Friday night, I think they dressed out 17. And and they've had some injuries. Of course, we've had some injuries, and we've got a couple ineligible that we really need out there. But
And after making that trip, it's going to be good to be back home Friday night.
We're home from here on.
Yep. Unless you make the playoffs. Then.
Unless we make the playoffs. I mean, we sent out the uniforms yesterday to get them professionally cleaned because, I mean, it's just there's only so much you can do with them. Mm-hmm. They're just, they're brown. Unless we want to change our school colors. Yeah. Nothing goes with that purple.
But the weather's supposed to be a lot better this week, too.
Well, up till it is Friday. Yeah. I mean, up till then, it's not looking so good through the middle part of the week. And we got a junior high game. The one that was supposed to be tonight has been postponed till Thursday night, which trick or treat. Mm-hmm. But then we'll play Friday and finish out Friday and hopefully put it together and make the playoffs and get a T-shirt. That's what I tell the kids. Hey, you're playing for a T-shirt, guys. That's how bad you want it.